All right, well, welcome. It's, let's see, what is it, Monday, April 6th. I've got several announcements to go over and your chance to ask questions, and hopefully we'll get everybody up to speed, including myself. Okay, Blackbud was out for like 5 days in a row, so I got way far behind. I spent many hours this weekend getting it up to date. All right, so check behind me to see if I'm missing anything. And it could be a glitch with you forcing it to me retrieving it, me getting it graded, somewhere in the chat. Nothing intentional, but it happens. So just check behind me. Let me grab a couple people in the waiting room. Let's see. So just check behind me and make sure I've got it up to date.
I can't read it, sir.
Can't read it. Let me come in a little closer, see if that's better. Better? All right, so check behind me on the Blackbud. Let me tell you what I did in a couple things, particularly I'm just grabbing these latecomers. Let me tell you what I did in a couple things. Let's just go back on the 4-5 quiz, which we actually did. That it was really third quarter, but it was the first week we're no longer here. Let me go over a couple folks. Mr. Melendez, I never got your quiz at all, so you might want to go back and
Quiz?
get a copy of that of the 4-5 quiz. Garcia, Cornett, and Abelhausen. The one I got was the second page, which was problem 7 through 9. So if you can send
I sent it to you twice, I'm pretty
page
sure.
1. If you've got it, I went back through, do it as an email, not as a Dropbox.
All right, I'll go look for it.
Dropbox stuff, you have to go back and go through all the Dropbox to find your stuff. So it's very labor intensive. So I'm missing Linda's, I didn't get one at all. Garcia, Cornett, and Abelhausen, I only got problem 7 through 9. So just send me the whole thing. So I've got it collectively to score.
Did you get my 4-5 quiz?
When did you send it?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, actually, I don't have yours either. I'm glad you brought it up. Your name should have been up there. So if you've got it sitting in your notebook there on your desk, just send me a copy of it. Okay. So
I couldn't open the quiz.
Mr. Gaffney?
Ms. Melendez, just send me an email and I'll send you a new copy of the quiz. We've learned that it's either Blackbud or somewhere in the transmission process with exponents, they get lost in the shuffle. So I will, I've got from this point forward, I'm converting all the worksheets to PDFs, which are supposed to clean up that problem.
Yeah, it should.
Okay. Mr. Garcia, you had a question.
What page was it? Like page 1 or page 2? I have to turn in.
Well, all I got was page 2, 7 through 9. I didn't get the first page.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Gaffney.
Yes, sir.
On Blackbud it says I'm missing problem set 4, 6, 1A and 1B, which I did that. And it says I have a 0. So let me turn it into you at the end of class.
Did you check that today? Because I updated it yesterday. I've got it in paper right that you've got. I'll make a note here to check that.
Yeah, I just checked it. It says I have a 0.
Okay.
Okay, I sent it to you, Mr. Gaffney.
Yeah, I've got Mr. Ratliff. I've got yours. I'll make a note to check it after class today.
All right, thank you.
And I sent you an email, Mr. Gaffney.
Okay, great. All right. I started rep grades this week, and just since it's different than what your syllabus says, the rep grade on Friday is what's determined is you come to both classes on time, not 2 minutes late, 10 minutes late, 20 minutes late. So times 2 is 90 points, and then you check in one time during office hours, which this week, since Friday starts the Easter break, is strictly 2 to 10, 2:30 every day. Okay, 2 to 2:30. If you miss class or you're late, one way you can retrieve some of those 45 points is to go on YouTube, an hour or two after the class, watch the class, and do a summary of some notes and key points and send it back to me, and I'll give you some of the points back for being late or missing the class. They wanted us to, because of the various folks that are watching these videos and to try to maintain the decorum of school, make sure you've got your video on, that you can't be just a name, because we've had issues. We've had issues in the past where it's not actually the person there, so make sure the video's on and you've got a username we can recognize, not Joe's Crib House or Crab House or whatever it is. It makes sense. Come on time, no food, no laying in the bed, no hats. That's all part of the rep grade.
Mr. Gaffney?
Yes, sir.
So to get those points, like participation points, you have to come to class, and Friday you have to go during office hours?
Come to office, check in office hours one day out of the week. Office hours are every day 2 to 2:30, and then Fridays from 9 to 10, but Friday starts our Easter break.
So if I came to office hours 2 to 2:30 today, I'd be good?
You answer that question.
Yes, I will be good.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh, man.
All right. So we talked about the 4-5 quiz. Folks, I'm missing with 4-5 quiz. On 4-6, there was a 2-question problem assessment that it was in the announcements, and it was also in Blackboard. It was these 2 problems, all right? These 2 problems, and you had to solve them using discriminant. The discriminant was that negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac under the radical over 2a. Now, some of you got 7. You did that. You used some other method. All right. You use some method other than the discriminant. So if you got a 70 and want to redo it using the discriminant, that's fine. But the only ones I got from was Bridges, Carmen, Cornett, and Dosh. That was kind of our quiz slant assessment for 4-6.
I don't think mine turned in, sir.
But you may want to write these 2 problems down, solve them using the discriminant, not some other method that some of you use that you all copied each other. I'm not sure, is this class or the other class? It wasn't even a method. I'm not sure why it was done that way. And I'll take those no later than Wednesday afternoon.
Sir, I just did it on my notebook. Can I show them to you?
Hey, what did he say?
If your name's not up here, just send me an email with a copy. Okay.
What do those names even say, sir? I don't even see that. Hold on. It says Cornett. What does it say?
These are the only ones I received this from was Mr. Bridges, Carmen, Mr. Cornett, and Mr. Dosh. I did not receive it from anyone else.
All right. I'm gonna write it down.
If you want credit for that, then
Wait, so Carmen,
Sir, is that the
Matt, and Doc
4-6?
were the only ones that turned it in?
that is correct.
Wait, sir, I turned that in. The 4-6.
Oh yeah, because I did that with you in class.
Yeah.
This was long after we had, after we started this new method of teaching. If you've got it in your notebook, just take a picture of it or make a copy of it and send an email to me. Okay, no big deal, right?
Which problem
Okay.
was this?
Can you see the 2 problems? I'll come in a little closer.
Wait, it's just those 2 problems?
That was the whole assessment. Yeah, you have to use the discriminant, that negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over.
Gaffney, did you get my 4-6 thing?
Hold on. I have it right here. Can I just turn the camera around and show you real quick?
No, I don't. I've got too much. I've only got 100 minutes with you guys. And you guys that
All
are
right.
5, 10, 15, 20 minutes late are going to lose points on the rep grade up here. All right.
Mr. Gaffney,
I only got 100 minutes with you a week. So just send me.
All right, I got it.
Mr. Gaffney.
I got yours right here.
Okay, word.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any questions on the announcements? Any last minute questions on announcements?
So what are we using for those 2 questions? What are we using again? Discriminant. The discriminant.
Oh, the discriminant. That was 4 dash. That was the whole.
What's the
extra-
What's the 405 quiz though? Because I feel like I did it already 3 weeks ago.
Is your name up here?
I mean, no.
Then you're okay.
Okay.
That's why you want to come to class early, so I don't have to keep repeating myself. Or come to
All
class
right. Yo.
even early. Just come to class on time.
All right.
All right. So that's enough with announcements. I'm going to go over what we're going to do today. Now, I know I'm late. I told you, I think last Wednesday, that I put the 5-1 quiz out. I was trying to resolve the exponent problem, and I think we have with the PDF format. So after class today, I will put the 5-1 quiz in today's assignments on Blackboard with a Dropbox. Take the quiz. You got should be in there by 3 p.m. today. You got till 3 p.m. tomorrow. And then since everybody's on here and I'm not missing anybody, tomorrow I'm going to start enforcing deadlines, and this latitude of taking stuff 3 weeks late is coming to an abrupt halt. So make sure you do your own work. I don't do screenshots where I see the exact same mistakes written in the exact same format of your buddies. So make sure you do your own work and not somebody else's work. All right. Otherwise, it'll show up next year when you see the stuff again in pre-cal. All right.
Where do we find this quiz?
It'll be under assignments today about 3 o'clock after class. Okay.
Okay.
And you got till 3 p.m. tomorrow, and just put it back in Dropbox. A quick review for this, because I know it's old since we reviewed for this last Friday, is just if you can debate that there's like 3 basic key concepts. When you're multiplying like bases, all right, we add the exponents. When you're dividing like bases, you subtract the exponents. When your exponents have exponents, you multiply them, so that would be b to the 15th, all right? Don't ever give me an answer with a negative exponent. Fix the negative exponent by taking the reciprocal. That'll make that exponent positive, all right? And when you're adding and subtracting polynomials, like terms, you have to have identical base with an identical exponent. And that's the key points out of 5-1. Any questions or confusion on that?
So that's all the quiz is on, just those.
Just that.
Can you turn the screen again so I can see the list that doesn't have
See a list that doesn't have what?
that doesn't have, like, it's the people who haven't turned those 2 problems in.
Let's see. It's I need one from you, Mr. Lingle. If you need,
Yeah.
if you need a copy of the problem, there it is. Or problems. Make sure you solve it using the discriminant. If you don't, I'm just going to grade it as is, and I'm not going to, since this is 2 weeks old, I'm not going to track you down or give you a second or third bite of the apple.
Right. You want me to just email that to you, or?
Yes, sir. Because if you put it back in the old Dropbox, you could put it in the wrong one, and I'd have to go on a long scavenger hunt.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Any questions on the announcements and the quiz that's going to be online here by about 3 o'clock today? Anything I need to clarify or clear up? Is good?
Yep.
All right.
When's the quiz going to be due?
3 p.m. tomorrow.
3 p.m.
At 3 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure you beat the deadline, okay? All right. So with that being said, and no questions, we're going to move on to 5-2, dividing polynomials. All right. I was hoping to get the problem set to you before class, but I knew, with printers and things. So I've got five of the, how many are there? 12 problems on the board. So write down the numbers, because the numbers are going to correspond with the problem set. And the problem set will be also on Blackboard today. You'll have two assignments there today, a classwork homework with this problem set, and then the quiz from 5-1 that we just talked about. So make sure you write down the numbers, and I'm going to get you up to speed on how to divide polynomials. Today's kind of the easy version. On Wednesday, we're going to do, I know it's always a struggle teaching this, but there's a long division, because a lot of you guys were never taught long division because of calculators, but I'm kind of going to give you the basics. And then there's a smoke and mirrors version of dividing polynomials that that's in lieu of long division that most people like. So I'm going to kind of stress that method because it's easier. And since a lot of you didn't do long division, like in middle school and elementary school, I don't have to teach you a long division. It's a very complex version of long division because you don't have that as a basis. All right, are we ready? Get this lined up so you can see what's going on. Let's see. Actually, I went too far. Cameraman's this is not doing too good today. Okay, are we ready? We're in good shape time-wise. All right, so here's the problem. I'll read it out, so if you don't want to look up or can't see it, I'm going to come in a little closer. That's a little better. 18a cubed plus 30a squared over 3a. So we're dividing this whole thing by 3a, right? That's all we're doing. Now, I think a simpler way to look at that, this is the problem, but what you're really going to do is this. This is really what you're doing. Well, I broke it up into two parts. We're going to divide 18a cubed by 3a. We're going to divide 30a squared by 3a. These aren't like terms. I can't add 8. I can't make this 48a to the something or other because they're not like terms because they don't have identical exponents. So we're going to divide both of these by 3a. So 3 into 18 is 6, right? And now I've got a cubed over a, right?
Do you want us to write this down?
Yes, I would, because it's going to be in a problem set. We'll already have these done in the problem set that you can pull off a blackboard later today. And write the number down because we're going to skip numbers around. Yeah, if you got a spiral notebook or a loose leaf paper.
Is it already up the
I think this morning I loaded this problem set on Blackboard, and it's there as an attachment with a Dropbox.
All right, I'm just gonna print it out and do it on
You can
that.
see
Now.
if you got a printer right there by where you are, and you can print it out. You could do that.
I'll be right back.
Pardon? Okay, so 3 into 18 goes 6, and then we've got a cubed over a. So we just subtract 3 minus 1, right?
Wait, Mr. Gaffney, what are these problems we're doing right now?
This is section 5-2, dividing polynomials. 5-2.
Is this a problem set?
It's problem set number 1. And I believe I loaded it in Blackboard before class earlier this morning. I was putting like 3 lesson plans together and skipping around. So I think I did, but I can't guarantee you.
I'm printing it right now.
So it is there. All right. So now we're going to divide 30a squared by 8. So 3 into 30 is 10, right? There's a squared over a, so 2 minus 1 is a. And there's your final answer, 6a squared plus 10a. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
What we're doing is what we did last week in 5-1, where we were just doing like 18a cubed over 3a. Now we're making a string of some kind of equation or problem, kind of doing multiple kind of mini problems within it. So we're just taking last week's stuff and adding to the complexity. With that, applying that same approach, right? This one, and another way you could look at this is this, right? And tell me what you come up with. Mr. Carmen, what'd you get?
5c plus 3.
Plus 3. That is correct. And we can't combine those because those aren't like terms, because they don't have the same variable, right? Just like here, they've got the same variable or base, but they've got different 6a squared and 10a. Any questions before we move on? We're going to walk before.
What do we do for number 5?
We're 5.
Number 5. I mean, number 5. I got the 15R8 minus 5RB. plus 4/6 divided by 5
You
R2.
I
That's the
don't-
answer I got.
Hey, Bubba, I don't, since a lot of guys can't print this out or have it in front of them, I'm gonna skip around. If we have time, I'll come back to some that I'm skipping over. All right, but just
All right.
ones we don't have on your problem set, just come back and do after class if we don't get to them during class. All right? So now we've got, just want to copy it down, we've got 15y cubed plus 6y squared plus 3y divided by 3y. All right? So one approach, I'll let you solve it first. I'm not going to walk you all the way through it. Another way you could look at that is this, and this, all right? All right, so take 90 seconds or so and go ahead and try to solve that. Mr. Myers and Mr. Landis and Mr. Ratliff, if you turn your cameras on, that'd be great. So I know that you were actually there and not at King's Dominion or something.
Sir, my camera doesn't work on my computer.
I'm printing the paper, sir.
Mr. Myers, you there?
He said
He doesn't have a camera. He said it in the chat.
Sir, can I see this? The
Yeah.
problem?
Yeah, well, 1 second here.
Yes, sir.
Let me get back to. Get myself on the screen so I can tell where I'm at. All right. All right. Are we done? Mr. Cornett, you want to tell me what your answer is? Or Mr.
For 9, I got 5y squared plus 2y plus y.
I like.
Or you just get rid of the y.
Yeah. If I've got, what's 3 over 3 equal?
1.
1.
Okay, so what is 3y over 3y equal?
1y.
How many 3y's are in 3y? If I divide 3y by 3y, how many are in there?
1.
1. So with no y, the y goes away, right?
All right.
Or look at it this way. This goes to the first power, right? So if I subtract 1 from 1, that's 0, right? Anything to the 0 power equals 1. Questions before we move on? Okay. All right. At first glance at number 11, you think it's asking you to do what?
Multiply.
Multiply. But with that negative exponent, it's really this. You can look at it this way. Or with that, to correct that negative exponent, remember I take the reciprocal, right? And it makes the negative exponent a positive. So that is really the problem, right? Sense? Does that make sense, everybody? Anybody?
Yep.
Confusion? Okay. So be careful. See this, in -1, that's technically, that is telling you to divide, not to multiply, because that's a negative exponent. You take the reciprocal, and really, this polynomial is being divided by 4a. So I'll give you a minute and let you solve. Divide each component or each segment, each variable and unlike term by 4a. I'll give you a minute and a half or so to do that. This is number 11 on your problem set. So write the number down so you know you've already got that done when you're able to print out the sheet. Okay. So I'm gonna, if you're done, I'm gonna kind of walk you through it. So really you're dividing 4a cubed by 4a. So 4 over 4 is 1. I got a cubed over a. So that equals a squared, right? So that takes care of that guy. I've got it, I'm subtracting, I've got 8a by 4a, so that goes in there. 4 and 8 goes 2 times, right? And I got a squared over a, so 2 minus 1, leaving a positive a to the first power, right? And then I've got a over 4a, so the a's cancel, so it's a squared minus 2a minus 1/4. Excuse me, plus 1/4.
Wait, why would it be plus 4?
Why plus 1 over 1/4?
Yeah, because why wouldn't you just flip the 4 up top?
What would permit you to do that? Because you've got a over 4a, right? Another way you could look at that is 1a over 4a, right? But you can't just arbitrarily take the reciprocal, right? There's no negative exponents to address, right? So it's just, so the a's cancel out. I've got a, if you apply the rules from last, I've got a over a, that's equal to what?
1.
1, right? Because it's 1, that's really to the first power, 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything to the 0 power is always equal to 1, right?
Mr. Gaffney?
Does that answer your question, Mr. Cornett? Hold on one second, Mr. Melendez.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Mr. Melendez?
How did you get, it's 4a cubed over 4a squared? I mean, no, 4a. How'd you get 4a squared? I mean, a squared.
All right. What is, if I just had 4 over 4, what would that equal?
1.
1. So 4 into 4 is 1, right? And then
Yes.
half of that part of the equation, I've got a cubed over a, right? So I've got a times a times a. We see that. Let me come down just a little bit. A times a over a, right? So that equals 1, leaving a times a, which is also a squared.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Let's see. Now, if you can do this one, take a look at this. Let's see. Let me get it. Let's see. Get my head out of the way. There. All right. I'll look up at your screen. I'll read it out to you. It's in close or open parentheses. It's 4f to the 5th power minus 6f to the 4th power plus 12f cubed minus 8f squared. Close the parentheses. And then it's showing it as times 4f squared minus 1. 4f squared to the negative 1st power. So technically what you're doing, again, this is not to be a trick, but you'll see this in standardized tests, SATs and ACTs. This whole string equation is actually divided by 4f.
Mr. Gaffney, is that 12f cubed?
12f cubed, correct.
Is that all f's or t's?
They're all f's. F to the 5th, f to the 4th, f to the 3rd, f squared. And I'll give you 2 minutes to solve for this one, because this one's, if you can solve this one, you're well on your way. So while you're doing it, I'm going to just kind of set it up.
Is that? Never mind.
Yeah, I'll come in. Try to come in where you can see it a little better. Yeah. I'm just looking at a little teeny picture to try to get it to line for you.
Is that 3F2 or 8F2 in the end?
8F squared. 8F squared. Right.
Oh, 8F. Okay, 8F squared. Minus.
I'll give you a second and we'll talk about it.
Why is the end? Oh, never mind.
Remember, what are we doing? This negative to the first means is another way of expressing this as dividing that first polynomial by 4f squared. That's what it's telling you to do. It's not intended to be a trick. It's another way of expressing a division.
When does a problem set due?
Get it to me before class on Wednesday so I can see how you're doing.
Wait, can you not?
Well, there's 12 problems and we've already done 2, 4, 5. So you only have 7 to do between now and Wednesday. And we may have time to knock out 1 or 2 more. You ready to talk about it? You need another minute.
Another minute.
So that would end up being like the first parentheses over the second parentheses.
Yeah, we talked about this number. This same as number 11. This
Yes.
square to the -1. All right. To address that negative exponent, I take the reciprocal. So what you're doing is you're really multiple. Another way to look at it is times 1 over 4f squared, which another way to look at it is you're dividing by 4f squared. So there's a couple of different ways to kind of approach it, but it's bottom line is you're dividing, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about it. I broke it down into what, 4 parts, each being divided by 4f squared. So it goes into 4 one time, and so that simplifies to 1. So I've got f to the 5th over f squared. So just like you're going to do in the quiz here later on, 5 minus 2. So I got f to the 3rd power. So I'm done with that guy, right? Now I've got 6 over 4, which it's a negative. I can simplify to 3/2, right? And let's see, what do I have left? I got f to the 4th over f squared, so it's 3f over 2. It's kind of, let me write that a little better instead of making it 3f squared over 2. Everybody good so far?
Yes, sir.
All right, so now
So all of that 3f squared is on the top?
Correct.
Okay.
Makes sense? 6 over 4 can be simplified to what? 3/2, right? Which is what you have right here. And then looking at just the f's, I got f to the 4th f squared, 4 minus 2, split 2 on the top. So I got 4 f times f times f times f times f over the top over f times f. 2 of those cancel out, so you're left with f times f, which is also f squared.
Okay.
Now I go to here, 4 goes into 12 3 times. I got f cubed over f, which simplifies to f squared, right? I mean, if you look at it, if you kind of chunk it down into 4 chunks, it's not that big a deal. As a string, it looks kind of overwhelming. All right, so now I
It
got
would be 4f squared on the bottom. You just have 4f.
Yeah, shouldn't it be 3f?
Yeah, I got 3f too.
Because you left the squared out on the bottom.
I'd say that one time. There's a couple of you talking at the same time.
You left the squared out on the bottom of the 33rd
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. I did. All right, so that changes. So now it becomes 3f.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 minus 1 left over. Thank you. All right, so then I got minus 4 goes into 8 2 times, and I got f squared over f squared, and I'm done. They zero out. Not zero out, but f squared over f squared equals 1, right?
So we'll always have like we won't have like a variable at the end of the equation.
Well, here, because Mr. Melendez, if I have f squared over f squared, that's the same as f times f. I think I'm getting off the screen there. F times f over f times f, right? Equals 1. That equals 1, right? So f's kind of the f's nullified. That's why there's no, if what you're asking is not f years, is they nullified each other with having an identical, anything over itself is always going to simplify to 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on number 15? Like I said, if you got it right, then you're well on your way to this section.
Wait, so but usually in the equation they'll end in a number without a variable, right?
Not necessarily. It can.
Okay.
I wouldn't use that as a standard or like try to force that answer. Just let it. Just solve it as it's written, and don't try to wedge it into a specific format or answer.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. I think we got time for one more, and then we'll do a little review, and that'll wrap it up. Let me go back.
Wait, so we have a quiz today or tomorrow?
The quiz.
Is the quiz
Over
today or
two.
tomorrow?
Were you here for the announcements?
Yeah.
All right, the 5-1 quiz. I will load up after class today. I got office hours from 2 to 2:30.
Yeah, I'll be there.
O'clock, I'll have it on there. Okay, and then you'll have till 3 o'clock tomorrow to do it. The quiz is on 5-1, which is
All right.
what we did last Monday and Wednesday.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
can we go over problem 2?
Number 2. Yeah, see, we didn't do that one. So let me, yeah, we can do that. We got time.
Things only lacrosse players will understand.
What?
Tilt.
Canadian style.
Players put jelly beans in there.
All right, one of you guys want to do problem? This is problem number 2 on your problem set. So write the number down. You only have like 5 or 6 to do that we have. You got 24. Let me make sure I copied it correctly. 24 m into the 6th power minus 40 m squared n cubed.
No, I got like 6 and minus 10, but I didn't know what the m's and n's were.
Okay, divided by 4m squared n cubed. All right. So take a minute. I'll give you a minute, and then we'll walk through it. Write it in a simplified format.
Yet. Put a what?
Bag of what?
Put a whole bag of what?
I think it's jelly beans.
Jelly beans?
It's kind of weird.
Put a whole
Like,
bag.
your head built like a jelly bean.
Who?
I put a whole cut.
I put a whole bag of jelly beans.
All right, okay, take a second. See if we can solve this one. We'll do that, and then let's see. So you will have done numbers 1, 2, 7, 9, 11, 15. So you've done half the sheet. So you only got 6 to do for Wednesday.
There's 15 on this sheet, so how is there only 7 to do if you've only done like 5?
I'm sorry, you're right. I was thinking there was only 12. There is 15. So we've done 6, so you have 9 to do.
Sweet.
All right. Okay. So if we go 24 into 4, that goes 6 times, right?
Yes, sir.
And we look at the m's. I got it. 1 m on the top, 2 on the bottom. So I'm going to have 1 left on the bottom, right? 1
Yes, sir.
is a -1, so the 1 stays on the bottom. And I got into the 6th over n cubed, right? So that's 6 minus 3 is 3. So I got 6n cubed minus, let me just double check my math. Yeah, 6n cubed over m. We don't need the first power. All right, so we got minus 4 into 40 goes 10 times, right? All right, so we got m squared over m squared, that equals 1. I got m cubed over m cubed, that equals 1. So there's my final answer. 6n cubed over m minus 10.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
I should know.
Another one, or you want me to do a quick review and call it a day?
Well, number 12.
Another one.
Number 12.
Pick
Number
one.
12.
12. All right.
I got 3q squared over q squared.
It's just how do you subtract 2 from 4 in the exponents? Wouldn't it be? That would be like negative something.
No, you put it down. Like you put it in the below the numerator.
15q to the 6 plus 5q squared times 5q to the 4th minus 1, right? So that's number 2. Can you see that?
I can't see it.
There.
No.
So you're just dividing this first polynomial by 5q to the 4th, right?
Sir, we still can't see it.
First polynomial by, still can't see it?
No, sir.
Let me go up higher. Sorry about that. I'm looking at a little 1-inch screen, so it's what I'm doing. So it's hard to, sometimes I'm off. All right, so we're done 15q to the 6th, 5 squared, and you're dividing by 5q to the
5q to the 9th.
5q to the 4th, isn't it? Yeah, 5q to the 4th. And then it's all to the negative 1 power. So what that's telling you is you're really dividing this by this, right? Because I'm going to take the reciprocal. So now that comes below. So if I divide 15 by 5, that's 3, right? And I've got q to the 6th on the top and q to the 4th on the bottom. That leaves q squared. I got 5 over 5. That's that equals. Got q squared on the top, q to the 4th on the, so it's 1 over q squared.
How did you get that? Like 1 over q squared.
Okay, let's just look at this second half of this polynomial. So I got 5q squared over 5q to the 4th, right? So that 5's equate to 1, right? So I'm down to q squared over q to the 4th, right? So that's the same as q. Let's see if I'm still on the screen there. Over q times q times q times q, right? So that cancels, and or not cancels, but equates to 1. And I'm left with q times q on the bottom, which is 1. Does that make sense? I forgot.
2 times q on the bottom, which is what?
Well, q times q is q squared, right? So here's the final answer. So that this 5q squared divided by 5q to the 4th is equal to 1 over q squared, right?
Yeah, okay.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that was number 12. So now you got about 8 done of the 15. Okay. So just a brief review. Finish up the 6 or 7 that we didn't do. It's already loaded on Blackboard. Mr. Cornett confirmed that. All right. I've got office hours from 2 to 2:30 if you've got any questions or need any assistance outside of class. I'll have the 5-1 quiz loaded by about 3 o'clock today. Just make sure you put it back in Dropbox by 3 o'clock tomorrow. I'm not going to drag this out 4 hours. Make sure you do your own work. Don't be shooting screenshots to everybody and helping each other out, because start seeing the exact same mistakes written the exact same way. Of course, it makes you wonder what you're doing there. All right, so don't do that. Do your own work. And I'll be glad to answer any questions, comments, or concerns.
Yes, sir.
Anybody?
You're
good.
Wait, sir, when's the quiz?
Sir, what is Isaiah doing?
I'm going to work. Oh, it's all boys.
Yes, Jay.
Okay.
The quiz will be online here in about
Make that brief.
3:30. I've got office hours here for the next half hour, so I'll do it after that.
Wait, when's it due?
Okay, Charles.
By noon tomorrow.
Tornado Charles.
Yeah, Charles.
Tuesday, by 3 o'clock tomorrow. Everybody announcements? Did we write them down?
Yep.
Sir.
All right. See you, sir.
Okay.
Wait, is that the homework? There's no like. Oh wait,
Sir.
or what's the problem set?
Guys, why am I having to repeat myself? I have a notepad there. The quiz is due by 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Can you move the camera?
The 5-1 problem set is due before class on
Thank you.
Wednesday, so I can see how you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Can you move to the right a little bit?
Daniel, shush.
So I'll just email those 2 problems to you tonight.
Okay.
Have fun.
Because I'm gonna shut this window down by about Wednesday, all the stuff from 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay, I'll email it to you.
All right,
Mr. G. Mr.
any other
G.
questions?
I sent
I'm
you-
good.
All right. See you, sir.
Everybody stay safe. And we'll
See you,
see
sir.
we'll see
Sir, watch
you
your
on Wednesday, okay? All right, be safe out there.
I sent you an email with the 4-5 quiz.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Wait,
See you-
sir, and you want us to email this problem set to you or Blackboard?
Drop it in, I set up a Dropbox first, just put it in Dropbox.
Okay.
The quiz has a separate Dropbox.
All right. Oh, and is there going to be Zooms to sign into on Friday for the participation or no?
No, because
All right.
Fridays, it starts the Easter break. So
All right.
the
All
office,
right. See you.
yeah, nothing's going on here Friday.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
see ya. Bye.
Mr. Gaffney,
Yes, sir.
my Dropbox doesn't work at all. Do you know who I could inform of that? 'Cause I told my other teachers that today because I'm working off the internet off my phone right now.
Do you have access to a laptop or desktop? Are you saying that's, are you saying that that's off your phone that you're having Dropbox problems or off a computer?
Yeah, like the laptop. Is there an app I need to download or something? Because like it doesn't work on my laptop. I'm using my laptop with my phone to use the laptop right now.
Have you used Dropbox?
I've never used Dropbox. I've used it just
Anytime?
time we've used it. Like it's never worked. I've been turning everything by email. Like I don't know why it doesn't work. Is there a way I can show you a picture of what it looks like?
Yeah, you could send me a picture, although, you know, I'm not really super tech savvy. I know just about enough to be dangerous. Do you want to email the tech guy?
I'll email him, but it's just like it doesn't pop up like it says Dropbox submission, but there's no, I can't click anything to turn anything in. Like I'll do something for you and try to turn it in by Dropbox, and it just won't. Like
Does
work.
it give you some kind of error message?
It doesn't give me an error message. It just doesn't give me a way to drop. It doesn't give me a way to do it. It doesn't give me a way to do the Dropbox.
Have you watched any of your fellow students put stuff in Dropbox? To see what,
I watched a video that Miss Lowry made, and I don't get the way to click the link, and I don't know why.
all right.
Like there should be a box to click, and I don't see any box to click. It just says Dropbox submission. You know, say due by so and so, like due by April 6th, and I can't even click it.
Can't even click it. Ugh, it might be that's beyond my area of expertise. Do you have the email address for the tech guy, Michael
I don't have it. Can you type it in to the chat we're in now?
How about you send me an email and I'll send you his email address.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, it might take me a few minutes too, because I got to close this thing out, push it over to YouTube and all that stuff. So give me 15 minutes to navigate my way over there.
All right.
All right? Okay. And if that doesn't work, I'll ask, I know Coach Arnold and Bill Duran use it a lot. So I'll ask them between now and Wednesday's class, see if they can give me some pointers. Because I don't know, I haven't done it from your end, so I don't know the tricks to the trade, so to speak. So I'll ask them because they've used it a lot more than I ever have.
Gabe, there should be like a whatchamacallit, a suitcase.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no. I don't have the suitcase.
You don't have the suitcase.
Oh, I don't know. It comes with like a tan
I don't have the little suitcase to click.
Okay, yeah, email me your email and then I'll send you the tech guy's thing and ask him and see if he can give you a substitute or a way to get around the system or kind of beat the system.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Okay. Mr. Ratliff, did you have a question?
Yeah. Oh, is it the same like Zoom that for office hours?
Yeah, because I use the same, like each teacher has like a Zoom combination. It's like 9 numbers, three groups of 3 numbers. So every teacher uses the same one all the time for their classes as well as office hours.
All right, so I'll see you then because I got a few questions.
Okay. Yeah, let me sign off and do a couple things and I'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
All right, bye.